What's good, beautiful people? It's your boy Pokemaster K, bringing you part 2 of the classic Takara Tomy Pokemon Toy Collection opening. I am super excited to open these, just like I was for the first part. We got our Venusaur, our Blastoise, our Scyther, and our Vaporeon. So we're going to go in order, starting with Omastar to Machop, Machamp, Ekans, and Arbok. Honestly, I feel like I should never have an Ekans again. That's another story. I think I'm going to tell you guys 2 stories at the end of this. With me, I was a bad boy when it comes to the second figure. So I'm going to let you guys know this little story. But so let's go ahead and get into this, shall we? Alright, so first off is going to be our Omastar. Now, I was never a big fan of Omastar as a kid. Didn't realize how good of a Pokemon he actually was. He's not amazing, but, Rock, Water, moves such as Ancient Power, especially in Pokemon Go, having a Water Pokemon who's running around doing stuff such as Ancient Power. I think it's a very useful ability for a Pokemon to have, again, who's of this type. Oh. And I dropped him, 1 second. Alright, here's the Omastar. Now with the Omastar, I don't see too many issues. There's a little something right above the beak there. You couldn't even really tell unless you're zooming in with the camera like I am right now. There's also a little mark right here. Again, you can't really tell. When I look at it from far away, I don't see it. So it's not a huge deal. You got his little his little ancient dinosaur, several 100,000 years ago shell. It's just a nice shell. It's a great Pokemon in my personal opinion. I do think Omastar is pretty nice. You got the usual made in China. I think this figure is made very well, very bulky. I don't have any story about ever breaking this one because it's made as one solid piece. There's nothing real thin. This is thin, but it's not like you're going to sit there and be bending it back and forth for like an hour to break it. You know what I'm saying? So it's super exciting to have this figure out here. Guys, I'm still so hyped about these. We'll place him right here next to our Venusaur, shall we? And then we got our little addition to him, just as we had the Pokeballs with the Vaporeon and the Scyther. I really want to remember who had the Master Ball and what happened to that, because I am quite curious. But like them, you get a little addition with this, but this one's a fossil. So this is a fossil item instead of the Pokeballs. Now the paint is a little bad on the back. I don't know if that'll rub off. I don't know. It kind of doesn't even look like paint. It looks like paper. Like it's so old that the paper kind of infused with it. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't look like it's coming off that easily. Or like old gum is kind of what it looks like. Just as made in China, which is okay. It came with the toy itself, so you already know it's Takara Tomy. It's just a nice little, shell fossil. It's the shell fossil. So that'll go right there with our Omastar. Looking nice, looking pretty. I'm going to have to put that in the Pokeballs somewhere, or else I will lose them. No doubt about that. So our next one is going to be our Machop and our Machamp. Yes, no Machoke, but that's okay. Normally with these ones, it did just start with the beginning evolution, and then you went ahead and you would get the final evolution. So yes, that could be a bit of an annoyance for a collector, and I get that. I get how that could be an annoyance. 100%. But, I don't know, to me, it's not that big of a deal, seeing as how it is just, it's old figures, you know what I'm saying? And, yes, the whole point of Pokemon is gotta catch them all. But when it comes down to it, it's not a huge deal. You want to do that in the games, go for it. But especially for children, when they would try to catch them all, when it came to the toys, not everyone was, able to do something like me or as spoiled as I was. But here's the Machop and the Machamp. Both looking pretty nice. The Machamp is just a little bit bigger than the Machop. Of course, when it comes to head and body, the Machop's a bit bigger. But, I mean, they're 2-inch figures. They had to do them how they're going to do them. You got a little fat Machop right here. You got a little muscular, bulky Machamp here. Great looking figure. I mean, I'm super excited about it still. I don't see any issues at all, really, with this figure. Maybe with some of the gold dots. Maybe there's a little bit of bleeding issue. But other than that, I mean, honestly, it looks... Oh, we got some black dots down here. And okay, so there's a few issues, but I mean, there's going to be with any figures like these. These, again, they're old figures, but they look beautiful nonetheless. I think they're immaculate, so I'm going to go ahead, stick our boy Machamp right there. And let's see if we got anything going out with the Machop. Now, the Machop looks pretty perfect. We got a little line right there. Oh, nope, that's a hair. So that doesn't even matter. That's just get out of there. So we got that. What do we got right here? A little plastic imperfection, but that's okay. Oh, look at his tummy. His tummy's a little messed up, and he's got a little mole there. The mole's gonna drive me crazy, but it's okay. It's not a huge deal. He's just a sexy Machop, so it's okay. So the Machop figure, I mean, it looks pretty nice. It's, it's just one solid piece of plastic. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So we're gonna go ahead, place our Machop right there, and we're gonna move on to the Ekans and Arbok. Now I'm gonna tell this story while I'm opening these guys. So Ekans and Arbok, my Ekans toy I think I was like 6, maybe 7 when it came out. I actually stole it. I was a bit of a sticky fingers. Kids, don't steal. That's something you never want to do. You know what? You stealing takes money away from the workers and the people who are selling it. You know what? It doesn't help. It doesn't help the ecosystem of sales at all. It's just not a smart thing to do. And I know that as an adult, as a kid, you don't really know that. But I never had the Ekans toy because I couldn't find it. I had the Arbok because they were sold separately. I believe you could find these separately. So I stole the I already had the Arbok, didn't have the Ekans, wanted the Ekans, so I stole the Ekans. And I remember I told my mom after we had left the store, we were right home. I was like, Mom, I stole this, and my mom was like, well, just don't do it again. She's like, you didn't get busted, so that's good. My mom was kind of just like a whatever. Don't do it again. Not gonna make you go. She should have made me go return it, but I think at that point it was too late. It was, she didn't really care enough for me to go return it. It's just a little piece of plastic. You know what I'm saying? If it was my own kid, I'd probably make them return it, or I'd figure something out. I wouldn't. Some parents like to go ahead and embarrass their kid like really bad with that stuff. I don't know. I'd probably go ahead and I would just bring some money over and say, hey, my kid stole this item. Let me go ahead and pay for it. As long as money's given into the ecosystem, it's all good. But the Arbok looks actually really good. I don't see any bleed issues at all, real. Other than like normal 1990s, early 2000s, unperfected paint job. But I mean, it's a really nice figure. It's really, really nice looking. Big fan of purple, so I dig it. I think it's a good looking figure right there. We're going to stick Ekans right next to our boy Machop. Looking good right there. And then we got Arbok. The Arbok, I don't see many imperfections with it either. What's under the hood right there? Alright, so that's gone. I mean, if you get real close, you can see some painting imperfections, but honestly, when looking at it from, more than an inch away, I don't really see many imperfections. So I think it's pretty well done. I don't, plastic imperfections, yes, but that's going to happen no matter what. I think the figure looks pretty great. I do. I'm very happy with it. So we're going to place him right next to Machamp. So what I was going to say with the other story I wanted to tell, other than the one about stealing Ekans, is I know I got grounded once, and my mother took all my Pokemon figures away from me. Like all of them. Couple huge Ziploc bags, like those gallon Ziploc bags. So this was before, or it might have been right after Second Gen came out or something, because there was like 3 of them filled. I might just had dupes of the figures. I don't know. But I went ahead and I stole my figures back from her because she had them in our little China dresser thing, and I stole the figures because they're my figures. I wanted them. In my head, she didn't deserve to have them because they're mine. But when a parent punishes you, just take the punishment, you know what I'm saying? But, so I snuck those away, and I replaced them with my Digimon figures, because at the time, I was like, okay, because I was grounded, keep in mind, so I was playing with the Digimon figure, I was like, alright, played enough with the Digimon figures, I want the Pokemon figures, so I swapped them out, I swapped them out, and, my mother comes home, and she was like, okay, well, I see that you went ahead, that was very rare would you find a parent who actually knew, but she knew what they looked like because I would shove them in her face pretty much. And what she did was she collected back my Pokemon toys and threw them all away. All the ones except for the ones that she really liked. She liked Hitmonlee and a couple others, and she kept those for herself, but she threw them all away. I eventually recollected them, but yeah. So we're going to end this here, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Y'all have a great day, and keep buzzing. I am out. Peace.